Welcome to the Cold Summer Podcast. It's almost game time.
Audio Jungle.
It's almost time to work, baby. Make sure you hit the like button on the way inside. Game time, baby. Hit the like button on the way inside. Let's roll.
Audio Jungle.
I've always played long game. Like ever since I've been in like my life, I've always played the long game. I understand if you do things the right way consistently over time, your time's gonna come. Feel me? I played with the Clippers. I was getting my ass cooked in Dallas. I just came off a fucking knee injury, so my legs went under me also. But no excuses. I was getting my ass cooked in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? But I understood, like, okay, cool. I might not be able to play this round. Because I understand. Good come to good. Hear me? Good comes to good. So if I do things the right way, consistently, it's gonna be good, right? And it might not show the next day or the same day or the next week or a month later, but it's gonna show. The preparation of doing things the right way might not come when you want it to come, but like good come to good. It'll even itself out. And with hard work, it's gonna come a game. It's gonna come a playoff series. It's gonna come a stretch. It's gonna come a month. It might be next year. It's gonna come a time where that work is gonna meet up with it all, and shots are gonna fall, and they're gonna fall at a high rate, you know. And it wouldn't even be none of this, you know. So like, I always been trust to work. Good come to good.
Ooh, yes. Back to work, man. Back to work. Let's make it happen. Happy Friday to y'all. Happy Friday to y'all. I got a live stream show lined up, man. Oh, yes. I got a live stream show lined up, and we're going to make it happen tonight. So make sure y'all hit the like button wherever you at. Facebook, YouTube. Just show me you out there, right? Show me y'all out there. Plan on having a good show today, man. I got some good topics, and I'm feeling all right today, man. I mean, it was kind of a weird week, to be honest, man. Just things been, not going as planned. Not horrible, but just it hasn't been going as planned. But a lot of times you just got to pick it up and just keep on moving, man. So that's what we doing right now. And now we on these YouTube streets. So I want to first point out this is the nice cool box here by Frederick James. I don't get sponsored by him, but it's a pretty cool box. It has, your 2 cups in there, and then you can have your, ice cubes and all that cool stuff, man. So it's pretty cool. So that's what I'm having today for my Friday. But we're going to talk about Fani Willis, a.k.a. Fani Willis. Fani Willis, we're going to talk about her because she's the DA that is trying to put Trump in jail. But meanwhile, she is having affairs with one of Young Thug's YSL members. And then she's also having an affair with one of her, I don't know if he's an attorney or he used to be a judge, but it's another lawyer, right, who's married. So we'll talk about her. We'll talk about Brick Lady. We talked about Brick Lady when it was first a viral story. And we're going to talk about Brick Lady because she's now finally been hunted down by the Houston police, and they looking for her. Oh, they looking for her.
Sensational.
So we're going to update that. And then there's this pastor, right? Wife just brought me this story named Ricky Scott, Pastor Ricky Scott Sr. Out in Mississippi. And man, what she showed me was just ridiculous. So we're going to react to that in real time. And it's funny, man, because two of these stories have church in common. And I think we can go ahead and bring that in the mix and talk about church, man, because these people up here playing with God. These people are out here playing with God. But neither here nor there. Yeah, I hope y'all had a good week, man. I hope y'all got a good weekend coming up. This is a good weekend for any Detroit fans out there because the Lions will be playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Sunday at 3 p.m. Right? So it'll be good for Detroit. So we'll be able to watch another playoff game, which would be really, really dope. What else we got? We got the Bills. The Bills are playing somebody too. So good weekend in sports for Detroit. We're gonna try to bring home this Super Bowl. All right. Let me pull out my stuff here. All right, so let me bring up my thumbnails. So we'll go Brick Lady. Talk about her. This is Fani Willis and Brick Lady. So we're going to talk about Fani Willis. This is the pastor that's out there in Mississippi. And then this is Trump and YSL with Fani Willis. Okay? So we're going to talk about today. Let's get right into the show, man. Let's talk about Brick Lady first, since that was a pretty viral topic at one point, and I think we can talk about her now. So let me get into the intro and then get into the show. So what's going on, everybody out there in YouTube world, YouTube land? I am Real Estate Jay, and
it's gonna be a cold summer.
Welcome to the Cold Summer Podcast. All right, let's get in this right here. This is Brick Lady. We're going to get right into Brick Lady because she deserves an entire segment. So let's listen to the news clip and then let's react to it. So let's bring her up full screen and let's see what she's talking about. Let's roll.
The woman at the center of a viral video who claimed a man threw a brick at her head because she would not give him her phone number is now wanted by Houston police. This story got national attention after that woman live streamed what she claimed was the aftermath on Instagram and started a GoFundMe. Only KPRC2's Bryce Newberry is talking with the prosecutor on this case tonight. He joins us live near the Galleria with the latest. Bryce.
Terrible.
Daniela, Houston police got called to this street in September, and when they arrived, the woman seen in that viral video told them that an Uber driver threw a brick at her head and then tried to kidnap her. But tonight, she has become the focus of this criminal investigation because Houston police say the surveillance footage captured by cameras on this street doesn't match her story.
Yo, this man just hit me in my face with a brick, and all these black men just watched.
This video with more than 1 million likes on the Shade Room's Instagram page captured the moments after what appeared to be a brutal attack in West Houston.
Y'all gonna let a man hit me in my face?
The woman is 33-year-old Rhoda Osman.
What have I ever done to anybody in my life to deserve this?
Seen here in tears in a hospital gown.
She told the detective that responded,
And it was a allergic reaction, we found out. But let's go ahead.
that she was hit in the head with a brick after she refused to give her phone number to a guy on the street.
And was that verified by any of the evidence that detectives looked at?
No, that was not verified.
Harris County prosecutor Keith Houston says surveillance videos from that early September morning show Osman hitting a man first.
So she's the one she was the aggressor.
She was the aggressor, yes.
And it was a water bottle that hit her, not a brick?
He did have a water bottle in his hand, and we think that's what left the mark.
According to court documents, she asked someone else to launch this GoFundMe for her recovery, raising more than $42,000. But as the story went viral,
and we go get there. We'll get to the end of it. Let's go.
A blogger on TikTok called police, alerting them to this 2020 GoFundMe, which claimed a vicious assault by a security guard in Minneapolis.
Detective Thornton verified with Minneapolis police that there was no assault done at that time. It was completely fictional.
Prosecutors allege theft by deception and believe she would have received all that money had the campaign not been shut down.
The violence that I have suffered since September 3rd is just unbelievable. I can't even believe I'm here. They try to leave me for dead.
In an Instagram story posted Wednesday, Osmond addressed those who have doubted her.
I actually have things going on in my life. I actually have real ways to make money. I don't have to get a GoFundMe for money. I actually can earn income because I'm actually educated and I actually am talented.
Scammer.
And tonight, a spokesperson for GoFundMe telling KPRC2 GoFundMe has zero tolerance for the misuse of our platform. The fundraiser has been removed from the platform. All donors have been refunded, and Rhoda Osmond has been banned from using the platform for any future fundraisers. Osmond did not respond when I reached out to her on Instagram this evening. Tonight, she is wanted here in Harris County on that theft charge. Anyone with information on her whereabouts can report that to Houston Police. We're live near the Galleria. I'm Bryce Newberry,
So,
KPR.
This right here is crazy. So this girl finally was caught because social media, man. Social media has become a place where you have to be very, very careful if you are trying to do anything, right? Whether you're a politician, whether you own a business, whatever it is, you got to be careful when you are out here on these social media streets, because people are out to get you. And when I mean out to get you, meaning if you're doing bad and you're doing the wrong things, you're going to get exposed. So it was brought to everyone's attention that after this girl was hit with the brick, people started to do some investigating and start saying, well, who is she? And they start finding out she had another GoFundMe, and she does this scheme where she says somebody assaulted her. So my question here is, how in the world did she finesse y'all 1,500 people?
Sensational.
To raise $42,000? Is that because y'all believe that she got hit with a brick? A black woman got hit with the brick and y'all felt bad for her, so y'all just start giving out y'all money. I mean, men weren't out there giving out money. The men weren't out there giving her no money for no GoFundMe. I bet you if we look at the donations, a lot of them are probably women or women organizations. And she finessed y'all because she played on y'all heartstrings when that was an allergic reaction that she had. When I look at this number, I just say, wow, the fact that 1,500 people gave her donations and continue to give her donations after her goal was $15,000.
Sensational.
You know what, man? I just don't understand. And now she deserves to be charged. She deserves to be charged. This is fraud. And we even brought this up on the Cold Summer podcast when the story first came, that she had a GoFundMe. And we're like, well, where did this GoFundMe come from? And now they shut down the GoFundMe, so she didn't get the money. But she did this years ago and got $4,800 from y'all, from the people that gave money there. So, this is a clap for social media. Because you can't come on social media and start doing dirt and doing stuff in the dark, because people are looking for ways to expose you. And this girl right here ran this scheme a few times, and all of a sudden enough was enough. And people started looking into her, and they got a hold of the Houston police. And the Houston police are out there looking for you, Rhoda.
Sensational.
They out there looking for you, Rhoda. And they made sure to shut down that GoFundMe so you don't get none of that money. You don't get none of that money, honey. So she got caught. She's going to be under investigation soon. This is a fraud case. You can't go out there and commit fraud. They got surveillance cameras of you never getting hit. And if you would have got hit with the brick, which is what I said in the beginning, was where's all the scratches and scars that you would have from a brick? The swelling would come afterwards. It's not that instant. But then she did that viral video, which people are asking for attention. People are begging for attention. And you know what? That's another topic that I kind of want to talk about a little bit as well. Yeah, it is super wild. That she finessed people out of money, and she got attention. And when she got attention, she was able to feed off of that attention, and then she monetized the attention. And this shows you how easy it is to get people's money, right? She played into the whole "I'm a black girl" because that's what her profile says. When you look up Rhoda Osman, she talks about how she's basically like in tune with her blackness, right? She stands up for social justice and all that stuff. But she played on the heartstrings of the black women and wanted to say, "Hey, look at these men out here not helping me after I got hit with a brick." And then made a video, raised money, and almost collected 42 grand.
Sensational.
What? She almost collected $42,000. So I kind of wanted to segue this into when I said attention. You know, this is the sad part about social media. I gotta say it, and I gotta be honest with y'all. I have to be. Women on social media has been sickening to watch. The reason why I tie this in with social media women is because it's all attention based.
Sensational.
That's all that these women care about on social media is attention. They don't care how they get it. You got women doing OnlyFans, ruining themselves for attention. They wear like half clothes on their Instagram and wondering why they got 100,000 followers. All they do is twerk. All they do is show a little bit of skin, and they're not getting the right attention. And it's sickening because there's a woman out there that has 1 million followers, right? But all she does is she shows off her body. That's all she does. She tries to throw in her professionalism, which she seems to be professional at times, but then she shows off her body more than she does anything else. And it's like, yeah, that's why you got 1 million followers. But to tie this back in to Brick Lady is it all started with the attention. She fed off that attention that she got. And then she said, oh, let me go ahead and then monetize it, GoFundMe, and then raised all this money. So attention got her in trouble. Attention might put her behind bars as well. Oh, she'll be crying. She'll be crying in the courtroom. Don't worry about it. If she ends up in there, she'll cry her way out of it. And she'll say she didn't know and she'll never do this again. Like, this is what they'll do, right? She'll just shed some tears. That's all that's going to happen. But, you know, that's what we'll do. So that's that about Rhoda Osman. Let me just sip this. And I do want to talk further about attention. I think that let me see. Let me be honest. Let me be fair here. Do men feed into social media like the women do? I think some of the men like to show off, maybe. Maybe they like to show off a little bit, but not as much as the women. I mean, either my algorithm is messed up, you know, as far as Instagram, but it's like every time I'm scrolling, you know, it's just women that want to wear Fashion Nova and call themselves Fashion Nova models. They want to get dressed, so they show like their whole back and they show part of their boob, and they show them getting dressed. They wear, you know, skinny clothes all the time. They always take pictures with their backside. And I'm like, the attention that these women are thirsting for is just ridiculous. It's like, golly, like, you could just be beautiful. You ain't got to do the whole, let me go ahead and do this. And every time you got a link tree, the link tree has an OnlyFans in it. Like, it's like every time. But anyways, I think that attention is a double-edged sword. And this attention got her, meaning Brick Lady, in trouble. So that's what I got to say about that. That's what I got to say about that. Oops. Let me get off that. All right. So let me get Brick Lady out of here because I want to talk about this Fani Willis lady. I'm warmed up now, so let's get Brick Lady out of there. I want to talk about this. I want to talk about Fani Willis. Now, I haven't made a story about Fani Willis because when I first heard about her, it was about the YSL thing, right? And she was having an affair with one of the YSL guys. I think his name was Big Nut or Peanut or something like that. And she was having sex with them, right? And I'm like, isn't she supposed to be defending these guys? And so there was a confirmed story that happened. And then she's also trying to take down Trump. So this is the lady behind Trump, right? Fani Willis out in Georgia. But now the story that's come out and it's alleged, but she's having an affair with one of the lawyers that's on her team, and he's married.
Sensational.
He's a married man that she decided to have sex with. She got caught, and it's a big thing now. So Trump's using that towards his advantage. And this lady had the nerve to go to church and make like a 35-minute speech about why this is racist.
Sensational.
I can't make this up. So we go get into Fani Willis. So let's get into this real quick. Fani Willis, let's go.
We are hearing for the first time from DA Fani Willis specifically about allegations she is romantically involved with an attorney she hired as part of the election interference investigation.
Her comments come in a motion filed earlier today asking a Cobb County judge to block any attempt to have her deposed in Nathan Wade's divorce case. Let's get over to Fox 5 I-Team reporter Randy Travis, who joins us now live in the newsroom with more and what this all means. Randy?
Yeah, Tom and Courtney, Willis still has not responded in court filings to the blockbuster motion made last week by one of the defendants in the election interference case. Michael Roman alleges his indictment should be dismissed because Willis allegedly has a romantic relationship with Wade, who her office has also paid at least $600,000 to be a special prosecutor on the case. But Willis has responded in Cobb County, where Wade's estranged wife Jocelyn is trying to get the DA to sit for a deposition. Willis is asking for a protective order to block that deposition. She does not admit or deny any relationship, but she makes some surprising claims of her own. In her emergency motion, Willis says she, quote, lacks unique personal knowledge of any matter that is relevant to the subject matter involved in the pending action. She says Wade's marriage fell apart years before she hired him or even met him, claiming Jocelyn Wade confessed to an adulterous relationship with her then husband's longtime friend.
Wait a minute.
The DA then says this in her motion. Jocelyn Wade has conspired with interested parties in the criminal election interference case to use the civil discovery process to annoy, embarrass, and oppress District Attorney Willis. She cites
Wait a minute, but you had sex with this man. We'll say it all allegedly, but you had sex with this man. Hold on, man. This ain't making no damn sense.
She calls unusual timing between the subpoena to have her deposed and the motion in the criminal case to have it dismissed. Willis is asking a Cobb County judge to block any attempt to have her deposed. Meanwhile, the judge in the election interference case has scheduled a date to hear any evidence in the motion to have that case dismissed. Willis has until February 2nd to officially respond to those allegations. The hearing itself will be February 15th. And Ms. Jocelyn Wade's attorney, we reached out to them earlier today. They said they had no comment on Ms. Willis's motion today.
So I'm gonna play the second video right here because I got to talk about a few things, man. Let's talk about it. So this Fani Willis lady is obviously a messy lady, right? Like, let's be honest. We're not talking about her job as far as her taking down Trump or whatever. Like, she got to do what she's trying to do, right? Which is not going to work. But now you're out here having affairs and sexual affairs with people. One of the YSL members that you're trying to take down. One of the lawyers on your staff. And then this is what she had to say at a church.
And I hired one black man, another superstar, a great friend, and a great lawyer. Oh Lord, they gonna be mad when I call them out on this nonsense. First thing they say, oh, she gonna play the race card now. But no, God, isn't it them who's playing the race card when they only question one? Isn't it them playing the race card when they constantly think, I need someone from some other jurisdiction in some other state to tell me how to do a job I've been doing almost 30 years.
In the church, folks up there clapping, and she gonna show some pride on that. And the Bible talks about pride. This lady's up here talking about racism when she clearly was out there having sex and an affair with the man who was married. Where is the accountability?
Sensational.
None. And you get in front of a church, and see, we'll talk about this in a second. Get in front of a church. These church folks just up there clapping. This lady has a 35-minute speech. Why is she even up there talking in the church anyway? And y'all just clapping because things sound good. Listen, keep God out of this. Because what you decide to do in your flesh has nothing to do with the church, right? You wanted to go and have sex with this man. You had sex with him. He was a married man. It's wrong on all angles. Deal with your consequences. Don't come to the church and then try to create some little speech to get everybody on your team and hoorah, hoorah. You're wrong, Fani Willis. You're wrong. This has nothing to do with race. And I cannot stand when black folks want to bring race in the middle of something that has nothing to do with race.
Sensational.
There are real issues out there that are racist and that need this attention. Don't bring things into the situation that aren't really racist because of your bad accountability. Don't try to tell me something about a job and they didn't want to hire you because you black, but then you weren't qualified and you were late to the interview. Here go Fani Willis talking about God, they want to play. Yeah, they go say I want to play the race card. You are playing a race card. You're playing it right now. But it means nothing when you went and slept with a man who was a black man. What does that got to do with anything? And these church folks up here clapping. You're clapping for what? Yo, what are y'all clapping for? Why would you even get her to get up there? I'm going to listen to a little bit more of this, but see, this is what I don't like. You having sex with the lawyer on your staff. That's a problem. But you don't want to deal with the issues and the allegations out there. You rather talk around it and then try to go to the church. I don't like that.
God, why don't they look at themselves and just be honest? I mean, can't they keep it 100 with themselves? Why are they so surprised that a diverse team that I assembled, your child, can accomplish extraordinary things? God, wasn't it them that attacked this lawyer of impeccable credentials? The black man I chose has been a judge more than 10 years, run a private practice more than 20, represented businesses in civil litigation. I ain't done, y'all. Served as a prosecutor, a criminal defense lawyer.
Bro, she is playing with the church, bro. She is playing with the church. And all this I talk, this she keep talking about. I did this, the team that I assembled. Lord, bro, this is ridiculous, man. This is ridiculous. And it has nothing to do with what you are accused for. You're trying to talk about your accolades and what you did, but the problem is there's still something on the table that you haven't addressed. What's going on with Mr. Wade? He's a married man. What's going on with that? Why did you mess with him? What's going on with the allegations with the YSL member? Man, I can't stand this. And then she's a lawyer. So she know how to talk.
Special Assistant Attorney General. One Chief Justice Robert Benham Award from the State Bar of Georgia. You know, they ain't just giving this to black men. How come God, the same black man I hired, was acceptable when a Republican in another county hired him and paid him twice the rate? Oh, y'all ain't hear me.
But did the black man get the job? So how are you playing race? How are you playing racism when the black man got the job? I'm trying to figure out what's the problem here. I hate this, man. I hate when black folks make everything about race. I really do, man, because it desensitizes the real times that race becomes a problem. Because everybody wants to throw up race inside of things instead of understanding that you put yourself in this situation. You, black person, black woman, Fani Willis, put yourself in this situation. Nobody told you to go do this. Nobody put you in the news because you're a black woman and you're a black lawyer. And here's my thing. If you already know that you're in the, she says something in here like there's 1% of lawyers that are black women or something, or DAs. If you already know that, then you should know that there's a bigger spotlight on it because you are a black woman. So then why would you then go and sleep with the lawyer that you have on your team in the Donald Trump case?
Sensational.
We can leave the Donald Trump case out of there. Why would you go and then sleep with somebody that's on your team who's a married man? What does that have to do with black or white? This has nothing to do with black or white. This has everything to do with you and your horrible decisions. And then you got the nerve to want to go at Trump with some mess on you like this. This is just gonna be easy for his legal team to look at this and then and drag you out of court with this and make you not credible. And you go to the church and you make a speech to get a bunch of claps and hallelujahs. Meanwhile, you getting clapped by the lawyer on your team when that man is married.
Sensational.
So we don't care about that man's wife. We just want to hear about Fani Willis. We just want to hear her word. We don't want to hear nothing about the wife whose husband you slept with. Oh, we don't want to talk about that. But instead, you want to get in front of the church, hallelujahs, claps. Yeah, I'm going to sit up here and tell y'all a bunch of lies. This is nuts. This is nuts. And then you go blame race. And this is not a racist thing. This ain't got nothing to do with black, white. It ain't got nothing to do with Trump. It ain't got nothing to do with a Young Thug. This got everything to do with Fani Willis. Everything to do with Fani Willis. This is nonsense, man. It's ridiculous. We'll play a little bit more and I'm gonna be off this.
In another county, the elected official has the authority to pay him twice the rate. Why is the white male Republican's judgment good enough, but the black female Democrats not?
All right. We ain't gonna listen to no more of this. And then is that the pastor back there clapping his hands? You don't even know what she's talking about, man. You don't even know what she's talking about. She's just making up she's just making up stuff, basically stuff that you go through on your job. And she's just trying to say, hey, do y'all understand this stuff? And we like, no, we don't understand the ins and outs of being a lawyer and a DA. Forget this, man. This lady, I'm going to give it to y'all straight. This lady out here getting her cheeks clapped by the lawyer that's on her team. And she wants to bring the race card in because her name is under the spotlight because she now has something on her. And she don't know how to defend it. She don't know how to get rid of it. So now she's going to say, hey, this is a racist thing. Meanwhile, she's in two of the biggest cases right now going on in the United States. A lot of people are following the Young Thug thing. That's a big viral thing. And then she's on the Trump election interference case. So if you know you got that much visibility, you need to be very careful on how you move. And if you're a black woman and you're a black lawyer and it's not that many of y'all, then you would know the spotlight is even bigger on you. Don't go and do nothing stupid like you just did to create more of an issue. And you did that. I just don't understand what's the problem. So I can't wait for this to get turned around on her to where now she's in the courtroom and doing dispositions and all that stuff. And she gonna look stupid. She's not gonna look credible in this Trump case. I mean, come on now. She's up there sleeping with her own lawyer. And they got the nerve to say, it's gonna be it's a race thing. Whatever. So let's get her out of here. That's that one. And that was Brick Lady. All right. Oh, man, this right here is wild. This right here is just wild. So there's a guy named Pastor Ricky Scott Sr. And we go watch this in real time because I skimmed it to 6 minutes and I seen they brought back in the mistress. And I'm like, oh my gosh. We back on this church thing. Now listen, let me tell y'all something. Let me just tell y'all something, right? So I grew up in the church, right? I'm a Christian, right? I just let me put it this way. I've seen some things up close and personal when it comes to church. That makes me really, really just want to, when I go to church, I only go for the service and I leave. I'm not really there to congregate and mix and fellowship with people because people are messy.
Sensational.
Church folks are messy. So what I do when I go to church is I listen to the message and I'm gone. I may say hi to a couple people and I'm gone. And I do it on purpose because church folks is fake. Church folks are fake. I mean, they regular people. And then you got some of the church folks that want to try to link arms with the pastor. Like, they just want to be up under this man. Like, no, understanding this man is a normal man. And some of them have their own regular jobs. And that title, man of God, they're just a man of God. But then, you got people in the church that's like, oh my gosh, let me get everything for them. You got pastors that got these grand entrances. It's like, hold on, bro. Just come on in the church, get a word, do your thing, do your teaching, and let's all go home. And now we got pastors that, even like, because they're all men. One guy's name, Pastor Gray. I actually like Pastor Gray. I think he's out in Atlanta somewhere or somewhere out there, Alabama. And he got caught cheating on his wife. Now, anyways, let's bring this story to Mr. Ricky Scott here. That's his name, Ricky Scott Sr. This man was giving a message. And in the middle of the service, his mistress walks in. Walks in the middle of the service, pregnant.
Audio Jungle.
The lady walks into the service, pregnant, mistress. This is the pastor's baby, who the pastor is married. Man of God, you're out here fornicating with mistresses. And now the lady then came to the church. So let's watch it. Let's watch it in real time. So right now what you're saying is that everybody's getting up, and this church look a little empty. But everybody's getting up. And that woman got a big back. They getting up because the mistress walked into the church. So that's who they trying to get. right. So the lady with the white shirt is the mistress. So the one they carrying out right here, that's got the torn shirt, she's pregnant. This is the mistress. The pastor's mistress. Now I believe she fought. From what my wife told me, she actually fought the actual wife. She fought her. She beat her up. That's why her shirt was all torn up. She beat up the pastor's wife. Now look what this man about to continue to do. All right. So now they didn't tamed her down, right? Or they think they did, right? Watch what this man does. Look what this man does.
Chairman of the deacon board would do it. He can't appoint nobody to
He's going to continue to preach, y'all.
do the job. He can't appoint nobody. We'll be in court. You can get the police to get me out. We just go to court. So no, I'm not getting police to ask me to move. I'm the pastor. I haven't been voted out. I'm not going. I'm not going. I'm not going. I'm not going.
So they asking him to leave. And he's saying, I'm the pastor. I'm not moving. I'm not getting out of here. Now, this is after his mistress then walked up in the spot, beat up the wife. He trying to continue to preach on. He trying to continue to talk to the congregation, not understanding that, listen, bro, service has been interrupted.
Police can't move me and I'm the pastor. Because here it is right here.
Okay.
The church, I don't even know what it is. It's between the church body will be called by the voting members, and it said if any time that a vote is needed for retention of the mission, a church meeting will be called. The meeting must be stated, and it said the chairman of the deacon ministry will provide. The chairman of the deacon ministry will provide. Let me show it.
He up there trying to read rules of why he can't be removed.
Let me show it to you, right?
Don't nobody care about that. All right, so let me.
That ain't even, because I asked to do one thing. Ask a question. They won't let me ask a question. Because they know I'm telling the truth. You can't. I asked them to let me ask one question.
All right, I'm gonna fast forward this.
Let me talk?
Calm down, y'all.
The right way is the right way is number one. The right way is where is your church roll? Where's your church roll? You gotta have an active church roll. Where's your church roll?
Oh, this man had the nerve to ask her what her church roll was when she asked him a question. Ain't that something? Where's your discernment there, Pastor? Pastor Ricky Scott? Pastor Ricky Scott, where your discernment at, brother? You've been caught, right? The curtain has been removed. You have fornicated. You have cheated. You have committed adultery, brother. And everybody knows it. When do you just stop? But you go continue on with this and ask this lady what her active role is as if it matters. This is the thing. When it comes to religion, I'm going to keep it on the screen. When it comes to religion, listen, you have to also have common sense. You got to have common sense. Okay? You can't be so religious that you got these religious rules that they just don't make any common sense. Right? And he don't got no common sense. I'm sorry. Some people are so religious that they can't even think and do normal stuff.
Of the church. No, you're not you. How you got one? The church secretary is supposed to have one. You haven't been here, but you coming on first Sunday. So how you know who was here second, third, and fourth? No. We're gonna do it right.
And he got the nerve to continue to carry on and start talking. Why don't man, they want you to address what's going on. This woman just walked up in here pregnant, fighting and beating up your wife. What in God's green earth is going on in this church?
As long as we do it right, I'm okay. I'm okay with right. As long as we do it right. Because you can't just bring folk in here that ain't been in here since September.
All right, let me scroll to the part where she come back in. Look at all this commotion. Got the police in there. Uh-oh. Man, this phone turned to the side. Oh my goodness, this is so ghetto. This is so ghetto. That must be the wife. Oh, there go the baby mama. Look, there go the mistress. Look at the mistress. They can't hold her down. They cannot hold down this mistress, and she pregnant. This lady is strong. She's strong. She probably strong and ghetto, boy. You can't hold back a strong and ghetto girl, dog. It's over for that. When she's strong and ghetto, it's over, bruh. It's over, man. Let me check and see if we got any comments going on. But yeah, she ghetto, buddy. Police got her. Look at that. This is such a shame. This is such a shame. This is such a dang shame about what's going on. Let me switch this up. Let me talk to y'all. I'm gonna be so real with y'all right now. See, this is why when it comes to like pastors and churches and roles, I don't hold no stock in them people for doing that stuff at church. When I look at a pastor, I don't look at him no different than another man. He's doing his job. He might be the man of God, but at the same time, you can't agree with everything he say. I don't agree with everything my boss say. I don't agree with everything my wife say. I'm not going to agree with everything this man says because he tells me that he's the man of God. And so here this man of God is. These people up here following him. Meanwhile, I'm sure he's probably sleeping with people in the church. That's just my speculation. But he's definitely sleeping with someone else that's not his wife. What? So here this goes. They up there following this man who's out here committing adultery. And so when I say I go to church and I leave, this is exactly why I just go to church and I leave. I don't want to hear nothing about what nobody got going on, what's going what. Man, I don't even know if I want to talk about this particular story. But I'll put it like this. I know a story where the pastor's daughter did something so bold that a very, very valuable person had to leave the church. And nobody wanted to confront the pastor's daughter because she was the pastor's daughter. And oh my gosh, like we don't say nothing to her and she just tells people off. And I'm like, dog, she's a regular girl. She's a regular woman. Somebody go talk to her. And it's been known that she's ran people off the church. And then the pastor just don't got nothing to say, but he's just trying to call up people and getting them to stay in the church. And when they tell him that it's his daughter, he don't got nothing. He don't do nothing. Everybody's scared to talk to the pastor about his daughter who's out there wreaking havoc in your congregation.
Sensational.
Some church folks are so religious that they're silly. They're so you can't have a conversation with them about nothing because it always goes back to religious. And it's like, whoa, I'm just trying to have a common sense conversation. So this is why when it comes to church, when it comes to being a pastor, I'm not looking at this man up no higher than being a man. He's a man. He got desires just like me. When he look out into a congregation and a congregation full of women, he's thinking the same thing that I am. He might be thinking God, and he might say, man, she look nice. Ooh, she look beautiful. She's cute. This is stuff that's going through their head. So do I listen to him? I take the word and I listen to the word, and then that's about it. Because if you really listen to some of these pastors, man, you'll be like, whoa, what? Did y'all hear what he said? And some people be so caught up into what he's like, pastor, man of God. They be missing the stuff he be saying. It's like, hold on, that was inappropriate. Y'all didn't catch that? Oh, y'all just go clap? Or y'all just go let Fani Willis come up in your congregation and talk, even though she had sex with a man that was married, and then she trying to blame it on a race car, but y'all a clap for her? See what I'm saying? Like, come on now. We can't be so religious that we silly. We got to have common sense behind being spiritual. And if a woman is walking up in the congregation pregnant saying that this man slept with me and he beats up your wife, the congregation should be asking some questions. They should be asking some questions. I know I would be. But this is exactly why I don't look at pastors on this high pedestal. You know what I'm saying? I'm not looking at y'all on no high pedestal, man. Y'all are men. And you might have gotten the scripture and all that. You might get words from God, but you are a man at the end of the day. God did not cut off your desires and your temptations because you became a man of God. And so for the church folks, what I'm saying to the church folks is this. Y'all got to have common sense. Right? Y'all can't be trying to kneel and bow at his every request. Listen, that is a man. That is a man. You get on your knees and you pray to God. You do what you do, but that is a man. That's for any religion. Any religion. Because every religion, there's always like the one man that's like the leader. Listen, that is a man. He can make a mistake at any given point. He can make a mistake. So just understand that he will make a mistake. This man up here happened to create a mistake where he was trying to get in. Well, he was in. He got a whole woman pregnant. Got a whole woman pregnant and came and attacked the man's wife. She attacked his wife in the middle of service.
Sensational.
So, I don't know. Man. I don't know. I just I don't know. I think as you grow, I think you start to understand things more. Like I said, I'm a Christian, so I still believe in God 100%. But I believe that ministry happens in a bunch of different ways. It doesn't just happen on Sunday. It does not just happen on Sunday. You can give more. You can give more money and you can give more attention and service than just on Sunday, right? That's what I believe. I really believe that. I don't believe that God just operates in the church and that's it. You know, that's in you. So when I go and I'm driving downtown and I see somebody, you know, that, you know, may need some food, if I go buy him some food, that's part of ministry. I may not have to go to church every single Sunday to learn that, but that's still ministry. And some people, and when it comes to church folks, they like to say, "Oh, he ain't in church every Sunday." So I don't have to be in church every Sunday. You understand? I may need to go to church a few times, but who says I need to go to church every Sunday? God didn't create that way for every single body. Didn't he create people in different images and different, not different images. Didn't he create people with different attributes and inspirations and all that? Like, people are going to do different things. They don't always have to go to one place. And then you got church folks that like to judge you. Like, I don't know why I'm talking about church folks, but they'll judge you. I ain't seen you to church in a while. Oh, I seen you on that book. Look, I seen you on that book face. And then they want to add you on Facebook, and then don't even say nothing. But then they want to say something in service. Oh, I was on. He was on that book face. I see that he was doing something with some girl. Like, y'all always want to talk. Church folks are messy. That's what I like. That's what I started to learn. Church folks are messy, man. Shout out to my man B-Mac in the building, man. I seen Brother Brandon on that book face. I seen him on there. You see him on there? You know what I'm saying? They be in there talking, man. But I don't know if you heard about this story, man. This is Pastor Ricky Scott Sr. Ricky Scott Sr. Here, I'll play it again. I'll probably redo this segment anyway for my video. But Ricky Scott Sr., he ends up getting a woman pregnant. Guess the wife didn't know. And what happened? The pregnant lady decides to show up on Sunday and attacks the wife. Oh, yeah. So here's the video. Oh, this is her. She's in the church right now. That's what they're trying to get up off her. She got a white shirt on. Look at her. And so not only does she have the white shirt on, now they escorting her out of there. Now I want y'all to look. This guy that now grabs the microphone is the pastor.
I asked to do one thing, ask a question. They won't let me ask a question. They won't let me ask a question because they know I'm telling the truth.
So just to give y'all, I ain't gonna play this whole thing. He now starts to continue to start talking and almost continuing his service. But then he starts calling members out. Members start asking him questions. And he goes, what's your active role in the ministry, right? And they talking about they want him to leave. And he's saying, no, I'm not going to leave. This is my church. Police can't escort me out. But meanwhile, let me go ahead and fast forward up here to 6 minutes and 20 seconds. I think it's 6 minutes, 20 seconds, right? The baby mama, that strong black ghetto baby mama, back in the church, beat up the wife. They trying to get her up out of there. Look, police there. She pregnant. Now, let me tell you something. All of them should get up and leave that damn church. All of them should be getting up and leaving that church instead of sitting down, instead of sitting there looking stupid. All of y'all should be getting up and getting out of that church. This man sleeping with somebody else while he married. He just committed adultery and he got a whole baby out there. Why don't y'all get y'all masks that y'all got on these cameras, take your mask off and walk outside and go home? But instead, y'all go sit there and be foolish and let this man to continue to keep speaking. See what I'm saying between religious and common sense? Common sense would have told me, well, number one, this might become a dangerous situation. I don't know who else she may have with her. And if it's just her, let me get my family, let me get up out of this situation because I don't want my kids to see this. So let's go. Right? That's absolutely wild out there in Mississippi. So Pastor up there clapping them cheeks.
Sensational.
He up there clapping them cheeks. But old Passer is being irresponsible and not wrapping up the Jimmy on the Johnson and got a woman pregnant. So my next question is, so who did he sleep with in the congregation? I'm sure somebody in there probably like, oh, glad it wasn't me. Glad it wasn't me. So it gets to a point where, like I said, it gets to a point where you have to understand that there's religion, and then there's common sense. I think you need a healthy balance of both. Some people are too religious because they're scared and they're nervous about life that they lose all common sense. All right? And then you have the kind of the vice versa where some people are just so worldly that they don't believe in God, right? I think you need a healthy balance of the two, right? So when I come to you and I'm saying like I'm going through a situation, there might be a time for you to bring in a scripture. But when you bring in a scripture every single time we talk, I'm going to have a problem with that.
Sensational.
I'm going to have a problem with that because then I'm going to think that you don't really know how to have a conversation. You just want to be able to preach. And I ain't come here to be preached to when I'm sitting and just asking you a simple question. Just saying. I'm just saying. Like, let's talk about it in its entirety. You know what I'm saying? Like, religion can be just kind of annoying. Like I said, then you got people that need you to be in church every Sunday. Then they want to point out when you come to church that they ain't seen you in a while and this and that. I could be doing ministry outside the church, right? So, or not even ministry, but just living my life in a godly manner outside of church. Meanwhile, you go to church every single Sunday, and by the time you leave that mug, you cussing and fighting and doing everything that's ungodly the moment you leave church.
Sensational.
So how are you any better than the next person? Because you went to church and you got the word, but you literally spit it out as soon as you left the doors? I don't push judge on nobody. I don't care. I don't push judge on a pastor because he gonna make mistakes. He's just another man. I laugh at the people in church when they like trying to just bow down to the pastor, just beck and call. What you need? I'm gonna get him. Hey, he this and he that. Oh, pastor going and I'm going. Why y'all want to be up under this man so much? Y'all don't even want to be up under your husbands.
Sensational.
Y'all don't even want to be up under. Listen, if you've been to church, you know what I'm talking about. Come on now. You got the women in there that are literally going after the pastor. They making sure he feel comfortable. They want to make sure they known. They making themselves more known to that pastor than they are to their man at home. They putting in more effort to go to church than they are in the relationship that they got in. I mean, it just is what it is. They go to church, they pray, and I understand it. It's a place for prayer. It's a place to let it all out. But they give more out to the church, and they'll give everything to the church, and they'll get there, they hoop, they holler, they blah, 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 and they don't give half of that to their own relationship at home. They want to obey their pastor, and what their pastor say, but won't listen to their man? How does that work?
Sensational.
Meanwhile, this pastor up here sleeping with somebody else. He's sleeping with somebody else and got her pregnant. And she came to the church to beat up the wife. I mean, I'm just saying it gets to a point where we got to call it out now. We just got to get to a point where we got to call it out now. So, again, I go to church and I leave. I don't want to sit and talk. I don't want to chill. I don't want to fellowship. I got what I got and I'm gone. Because I don't want to think any more or any less of the pastor, because that's when things start getting real messed up. I'm there to get the word, just like I go to the grocery store to go and get my groceries, and then I'm gone. I don't hang out in the grocery aisle waiting to sit and talk to somebody that's just going to randomly come there. I got what I got and I'm gone. That's how I treat church. Because that's where every church that I've been to and I've seen, you'll notice that the people get more close together, and then they end up fighting, or something happened with the pastor, and then this and that, because people be too close, and then they start figuring out that people are just people.
Sensational.
And then they don't really like the pastor because they went past what he teaches on Sunday, because they're trying to be cool with him on Monday and Tuesday, and they start understanding that this man is the same. He's just as lazy as any other man. He just gets active on Sunday and gives y'all a word, but he like to sit back and watch the game just like everybody else. Oh. But I will say this. It makes me very upset when I see pastors that are going to be held to a high standard do things like this or sleep with women in their congregation. I just think that it is very tasteless. I think it's disgusting, and it's a power move, because some of these pastors are so excited to be heard and for people to be listening to them that they will take advantage of this. Not everyone, but there's some that just have really bad egos, and they out there sleeping with the women in the congregation because they're willing to listen to them. Come on now. I mean, there's a lot of stories with that going on around. So this story does make me a little upset, because again, I do like church, and it just makes me mad because and then what they'll do is, and some of these pastors, what they'll do is, instead of taking 100% accountability for their actions, they'll blame the devil, or they'll blame somebody else for their own doing. And then the church will be behind them, and they'll clap them, and then they'll just be behind them. Like, there was a church I went to. Sometimes I'll be hating to tell these stories. I don't want nobody to think nothing of it, but it is what it is. A church I went to, I remember, and this is all respect, right? But I got to put it out there because it makes sense for this story. It makes sense with this. I remember somebody got pregnant, right? Close in their family. And he used to always say, you need to have that baby, right? And he always spoke about, fathers being strong and families being together. And this person in their family had gotten a baby. And they didn't get rid of it, but they adopted the baby. And she was young. But it was like, why didn't you tell anybody else in the congregation to adopt their babies? Because the baby that she had, because she was close to you, you had them adopt the baby. And I thought that was always hypocritical. I always thought it was very hypocritical that he was very hard on the other people and the other teens that got pregnant. But when it came to this one, he made an exception for it. He was the pastor.
Sensational.
So that's why I say they're all men and we make our own decisions. So I ain't got nothing bad to say about church. I still enjoy being a Christian, but you got to be real, man. Again, you got to have that spiritual balance and that common sense, man. It's just got to make sense. All right. Let me bring up this. This is something new. Y'all see this? Let me get rid of this thumbnail. So, Jeannie Ma asks judge to hold off on enforcing the prenup with Jeezy because she didn't review it thoroughly before signing. You gotta be kidding me.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
So now she's going to say, I was forced to sign the prenup under distress or under duress, right? Is it duress or distress? Whatever. Let's say duress. Because there's a way that she can prove that she signed it under duress depending on the dates that he rushed her to sign it so that they can throw out the prenup. Man, divorce gets so messy, man. It becomes a game of chess at sometimes, you know, like it just sucks, man. And I haven't been through it, man, but I can only imagine the person you love all of a sudden just switches up on you. They're aiming to get something from you, and they're willing to go to the depths of even lying sometimes to get what they want, to get past this. And man, I'm sorry for the people that have to go through divorces. I'm not saying I don't know, man. I'm not saying that like it'll never happen, but I feel bad for the people that have to go through divorces because it is I can only imagine it being a very, very nasty experience. And then your emotions are involved, right? And when it comes to a guy, right? And it's so funny because women don't understand. Like men just really want respect and peace. Like when you really slim it all the way down, men want respect and we want peace. And we love, and when we love, like we do love hard. And sometimes we become stupid when we love as a man. And then imagine when a woman just decides to change or she decides to divorce you for whatever reason that may be. A lot of men just say, look, man, take what it is that you want. I just want this to be over. That is a sentiment for most men that go through divorces. Look, just take what you want, have what you want. I'll start over and I'll figure it out. And then a woman will still keep asking for more, getting more. And then this man suffers to see his children. He loses like half of his money amongst a bunch of other things, not to mention if it's alimony, right? Because women always want to go to cheating, but it's not always cheating. Some women just start talking about stuff like, oh, I'm unhappy and I'm this and I'm that. And it has nothing to even do with cheating. Let me bring this back up. And I was cooking. Cooking. Let me bring this back up. Yeah, let me bring this back up. So, yeah, I just know it could be, it just seems to be such a dirty thing, man, when it comes to divorce. And so now, and then they'll lie and then they'll pull out all the stops. So now she's asking for the judge, because this is her lawyer speaking now. Hey, she didn't have time to view the prenup. I want to throw it out so that now she can go after Jeezy's assets and money. And it just becomes messy, man. It really, and it's the thing, right? I mean, some of us already know the stat for the women that initiate divorces, and it's 70%. And so that tells me that most men want to stay. Most men will stay around. Some men will even be miserable and they'll stay with you. They don't want you to take what they got and what they've worked for. Again, men like respect and peace. Women want so much more. Right? They want attention. They want emotional support. They want stability. They want provision, right? They want this, they want that, they want that. And then it's always subject to change on a day-to-day basis. Men don't even care about none of that. But meanwhile, we're the ones that suffer from the family court system, and women want to take us there because they know that we automatically lose. And most guys say, forget it, have what you want. Just have it. I don't even care. I don't even care. And that's why prenups are put in place, so that you can't take everything that I got and we just start with what we began with. The family court system probably will never be updated, unfortunately. It probably always will be this way. But I don't know. So now she just believes that she can get the prenup thrown out so she can get more. I mean, I hope. Yeah, I don't know, man. Hopefully they figure it out, man. I don't know. Divorces they just seem so freaking messy. And then what seems to happen after these divorces, because to me, I say that like I would never be friends. Like if I had to divorce my wife or something like that, it's like I don't want to be friends with you. But then it seems like a lot of people that do this say we're now really good friends now. And my logic behind that is because I think the emotion part is over with the divorce. And now y'all can now deal with normal life and the responsibilities that go along with y'all co-parenting. But while y'all going through the divorce, it's nasty. It's a fight. And everybody willing to pull out all their stops. Mainly it's the woman. I mean, just tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. I really want you to tell me that I'm wrong, that when it comes to divorces, women do not pull out all the stops to get what they want. Most of the time, the men don't want to do that. Most of the time, a man will stay. He'll just stay. He'll say, forget it, I'll just stay with you. You know what I'm saying? And then women want to attack them pockets. And then it's so funny because a lot of times they're not better off.
Sensational.
So they'll get child support. They're not better off. They may get alimony, right? They're not better off. There's two women that I know have gotten alimony, and they lived really, really nice in the very, very beginning. And towards the end of the alimony, they were worse off than they were when they were with him.
Sensational.
Right? Like they never, and it seemed like the few that I seen, some of them may have bought in a home, but like some of them were never better off than what they started. They just used the money to spend for a lifestyle, and then after a while, the money's gone. What's next? What's next? Back to ground zero, back to you working, back to you figuring it out. And meanwhile, that man probably has restored himself or on his way to restoring himself from paying you all that money. I don't know. I think divorces are just messy. So I don't know, man. Pulling for my man Jeezy on this one. And don't y'all see something? Let me show y'all something real quick. Don't this person look like Jeezy? Let me see that real quick. Look at it. Yeah, there we go. Who does this look like? Don't this look like Jeezy? All right, let's go. Right here. It went away. Hold on, let's bring it up. Young Jeezy. Don't that look like Jeezy right here? Chill. All right, let me stop before he come back on here and be like and get at me about that, man. But yeah, that's Young Jeezy, man. I think that might be my last story. I don't think I got much left on that one. Chill. They be on the block on my dang cock. Sitting on a drop. Oh yeah, let's talk about this one. This will be it right here. This will be it right here. This will be it right here. I thought this was a good topic too, man. Hold on. Let me move this out the way. All right, let's talk about this. This is my man versus woman topic. It has no sound. What you mean? Get up out of here. Let me see. I gotta play this one on. Oh, come on, man. Let me pull up Safari. 1 second. Oh, really? Man, ain't gonna play the sound. Let me see if I can pull it up right here. What's his name? Doctor. Let me see if I can pull this up. YouTube. Non-negotiables. Yeah, let's see. No, I don't think it's gonna work. I don't think it's gonna work. I don't think it's gonna work, man. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work. Here, let me see. With my thing cocked, sitting on a drop now. You know what? Let's talk about this, and then we out of here. Let's talk about this. I'll make that on a different video. I have to download the video. Let's talk about something a little more positive. A little more positive.
Right? Y'all see the Starbucks, right? Y'all see the downtown skyline, right? That's the liquor.
By the way, shout out to his name is Real Estate Guru. I've been following him for a while. We're gonna talk about a little bit of money, but let's talk about this, man.
Store, that's the Burger King. We over here in this complex over here, right? Listen, we in the hunting right now. You know what I mean? If you go up down there, like they got tricks back there and everything, son. Fiends walking around, but we in the hunting. But I want to put y'all up on game. Whenever you know, like you in the hood, right? And you see a Starbucks pop up, ideally, in the ideal situation, yes, you want to buy before the Starbucks is there, but when you see a Starbucks pop up, that means, yeah, you got to buy. It's time you to start buying a house. You need to buy your house, your grandmother's house, your mama's house, your auntie's house. You need to start buying some houses whenever you see a Starbucks in the neighborhood, because that means that they are targeting a different crowd, and a different crowd is coming to the neighborhood. So what I need you to do is buy back the block. I'm going to keep telling y'all, hey, listen, I'm Nasa, a.k.a. the real estate guru. I'm not a guru. I'm a guru because I actually do this business. Peace.
Shout out to my man Nas, man. I actually I met him when he came to Detroit with Max. Real quick. So, all right. What I want to talk about is gentrification, right? And in the black community, we have said gentrification has been a bad thing, and we've always put it on the white man, and we put a bad stigma on the word gentrification. But I'm here to tell you that gentrification is actually a good thing. It's a good thing for so many reasons. It's a good thing for the city. So the reason why gentrification has been looked at bad in the black community is because I think of poor education. I think because we believe that they're targeting us to leave. And so what they do is they raise taxes. This is according to the black myth. They'll raise taxes, rent will get raised, which forces black folks out of that particular neighborhood. And then we think that gentrification is bad, but gentrification is not bad, right? And definitely if you're an investor in the gentrification, which there are black folks that invest into these cities, right? If you're a part of gentrifying, then that's where the magic happens. Because now you can be involved just like everyone else. No one's saying that we can't be involved. And for the longest, I used to hear, hey, man, they gentrifying the area. And no one's ever really given you an explanation of what it means as far as like a black person that I've heard say it. It's just always been associated with the fact of pushing out. That just means that they're pushing black folks out. And no, they're just pushing out anybody that's not going to be able to pay the rent and their new master plan. I think that black folks need to start figuring out the master plan, which is an actual thing that you can go to the city and find out. It's called a master plan. And they'll tell you about the things that they're doing in that city, in that community, and then find out how to be a part of it. Not say, oh, it's gentrification. They're trying to do this and that. What's the master plan? What have they been trying to do for the last couple of years? Have they been trying to add these condos over here in the master plan for a couple of years? Because if I read the master plan, then I would have known that they were going to tear down the building that I was living in, or the building next door that I was living in, and build these really nice places. So I want to be the first or the next person to tell you that gentrification is not bad. It's actually good. It's a good thing, because then they go and redevelop that area because they see the potential there, right? I look at downtown Detroit and how amazing it is right now. Downtown Detroit is amazing. It looks great. I remember there used to be an area called the Riverwalk, and we used to go there, me and my cousin. And we used to just go there late night. It used to be open. Some of y'all might know. It used to be open like all night. And we used to walk down to that mug at 3 o'clock in the morning. People would just be sitting there chilling and looking at the Detroit River. Then they said, after some shootings happened and it just started getting real rowdy, they started really securing that down, right? That would be a form of gentrification, because now, then they start bringing over the police, right? They start bringing over the state troopers. They start making it real tight. And then Belle Isle used to be a place where a lot of black people used to go, right? And they was trashing that aisle. They was trashing that. Belle Isle is an island. You know what I'm saying? They was trashing that mug. They was doing all type of freaky stuff out there on Belle Isle. And then they made it a state park. And then black folks were scared to go to the state park, because then they would say, oh, it's a state park now, which means we can't go and do what we was doing before. No, they've made it better so that everybody can go with their children and their family. But when we had it, we trashed it. When we had Belle Isle, we trashed that mug. We would hold, little cool little car shows on it, which I thought the car shows was pretty dope. But it was ghetto. It was ghetto. People getting shot, people getting hurt, people fighting, all type of crazy stuff. You don't hear about that now because they gentrified it. So it's not bad. So I take this to real estate, and what I tell you to do is, when you find out that they are gentrifying, find out what their master plan is, and then become a part of it. Because it's no secret to us as black people how to get involved in real estate and how to get involved into these development areas. It's not a secret. So I would definitely encourage y'all, if you're an investor, to understand that gentrifying and gentrification is a good thing. And I think Nasser, he's up in the North Carolina area, and he makes videos like this to show you like where the hood is, and then how they're building like $1 million homes right in that area. So like that's already telling you that you're going to be on your way out of there if you can't afford it. So it is what it is. All right. I'm going to end that off. That's my show. That's my show. That's my show. Yeah, man, I just wanted to get on here real quick. Make some content, push out the content. Need some content for the week. I'm gonna start doing some more Instagram stuff too. I started doing some today, and starting to get some pretty good activity on them. So I'm gonna start doing some more Instagram shorts, seeing what that looks like. But yeah, man, start getting to that. But I'm going to go ahead and end this show off, man. I'm going to go ahead and get me some sleep so I can go to the gym in the morning. And might do some self-care, man. I might actually do like a somewhat of a self-care day tomorrow. And I need it. I don't normally do stuff. The only self-care I usually get is just the gym. But I don't know. Man. I might find just something to do for a minute just to get my mind off stuff, so that I can attack next week even harder. Because this week has been real, just weird. Just a weird week. But I'm definitely go enjoy this, and I'm gonna watch the game on Sunday. Watch them Lions come through. Hopefully, they get the Buccaneers on their backs. So I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, man. Appreciate y'all joining the Cold Summer Podcast, and like I say after every video, that this is chess, not checkers, and I'm gonna see y'all at work.
It's gonna be a cold summer.